What's up, guys? We got Sabrina Teenage Witch, Season 6, Episode 1, the really big season opener. Okay, so this episode finally returns to Sabrina's hair being blonde. Finally, after we haven't seen Sabrina's blonde hair since Season 5, Episode 10. So Sabrina finally goes back to being a blonde. And yeah, so in this episode, Sabrina steps downstairs with her blonde hair and decides to tell Hilda that that she and Miles are performing a horror movie. Yeah, a horror movie. So and Hilda and Zelda are like, hey, we'll be in the movie, but they're like, oh, we can't. And Sabrina sarcastically says, oh, dang. And so Hilton's are like, we gotta go to scare duty, where they have to teach young witches how to scare, or young kids how to scare. But these young kids are pretty terrible people. So yeah. So they make Morgan the lead. Yeah, they make Morgan the lead of the movie. Yeah, they make Morgan the lead of the movie. And yeah. So yeah, they make Morgan the lead of the movie. They make Roxy one of the cheerleaders, and they have to hire a vampire now. But all the vampires that they hire don't work for them until they pick up a local lad, and one of the vampires shows up named Vlad, and not Vlad Masters, Dave Phantom. I just wanted to make a Dave Phantom joke in this reel. So anyway, yeah, Vlad, not Vlad Masters, decides to show up, and he's like pretty good until he starts talking about blood, and they put garlic into him, but he shoves it away until Sabrina discovers that Vlad isn't playing a vampire, he is a real vampire. So Sabrina decides to, without any choice, summon her inner Buffy the Vampire Slayer, another show that I was reviewing that I'll probably get back to soon. Her inner Buffy, and decides to beat up this vampire. First, she goes to Hilda and Zelda, because of course she does, and they're like, hey, the only way to defeat a vampire is with a wooden stake. But when Sabrina decides to go with that wooden stake, yeah, and also Morgan thinks that Sabrina's trying to take her role, because she's also the producer and she's trying to be in the spotlight, but now Sabrina's just trying to save their lives. So she first tries to do the stake thing, the vampire defeats it. Sabrina goes Buffy the Vampire Slayer, kicking action, and when she tries to summon the stake, she discovers, she summons a meat stake, and Vlad is dust. So then in the end of the episode, Sabrina decides to give them Hilda and Zelda help, with Hilda pretending to be Vlad and Zelda pretending to be the monster. So this episode was pretty Vampire Slayer. It's pretty Buffy-ish type episode, but with a horror movie and all that. But Sabrina really trying to tame her inner Buffy. The show was on while Buffy was on, so I know that. So it wouldn't make sense for Sabrina to activate her inner Buffy and defeat this vampire. So anyway, that was the season 6 premiere. It was okay. Other season 6 premieres have done better, but nothing. I hope this is better than season 5. Season 5 was meh. this is the second to last season. Like, next is the final season. So this season better up its ante if it wants to be better than the rest of the season, because it got some work to do, because next is the final season of Sabrina. So if it wants to pull off this Buffy homage, okay. But if your next season is your last, you gotta do something to make your second to last season pretty great. Because next season is the final, and I'm ready to take it on. But I'm ready to take it on when we get to it, because I'm still on season 6, episode 2. But I'm ready to take it on when we get to it. I'm ready for the final season. I'm ready for the final season to see if it's terrible, if it lives up to the hype. But we got season 6, everyone. Finally on season 6. So, I guess I'll see you guys in another episode of Sabrina Teenage Witch. This episode was a Buffy homage.